Bird, a short story by Nevaeh Hoffmans. Part 1. The Promise. Dakota Dietz sat cross-legged in a field of yellowing grass. He was a tall, white, thinly built man with a neatly groomed beard and short brown hair. It was the type of hair that never blew in the wind. It simply couldn't. His eyes were tightly shut and his hands were neatly folded in his lap. His back was hunched over, but he had a pleased look on his face. In fact, he was pleased. His job as a high school science teacher was stressful, and this is what he longed for in these types of times. Peace, serenity, and cool. What was that bird call? Mr. Dietz had memorized nearly every one of Monterey's 500 bird species and their respective calls. Bird watching and identification was his special interest. He paused his meditation to open his eyes. Before him stood something very odd, yet breathtaking and beautiful. She had a beauty like he had never seen before. She was 5 feet high, and her yellow, orange, and red feathers made her look like she was made of fire. Her eyes were a piercing yellow color and intelligent. Her beak was long, black, and pointy. So were her talons. The bird's captivating presence made Mr. Dietz rise to his feet with an overtaking jolt of excitement and wonder. Her orange wings spread open, and it looked as if flames had engulfed the field. She looked at him expectantly. He knew she wanted something from him. Whatever it was, he was going to get it for her. "Tomorrow I'll bring you food, I promise," Mr. Dietz shouted back to the bird nervously while speed-walking to his car. She strutted towards him for a few steps, cocking her head. She seemed to understand, which left Dietz both uncomfortable and fascinated. Part 2. Annoyance. Yesterday's odd event had Mr. Dietz on edge, and it made it even worse that he couldn't find the bird anywhere in his birding books or even online. He was usually great at identifying animals. Maybe if he had a picture of her, he could find her species. Today he would take one, as well as identify her diet by offering her different types of food to see how she responds. Knowing what she eats would also help in his search. Oh, how he loves the scientific method. He had gotten through most of his workday by now, but the hardest class to teach was last, 7th period biology. He knew it was wrong, but most of the time he just wouldn't teach them anything. He just simply didn't want to deal with it. Today was going to be one of those days. Most days were. As his 6th period class funneled out of the room, the 7th period students started to arrive. Mr. Dietz stood at the door and welcomed them with a fake smile. Two of the particularly annoying ones, Cole and Nevaeh, walked back and forth between Dietz's room and another bio classroom, repeatedly walking their friend, Jema, to her class, then letting her walk them to Dietz's class. Over and over again. Mr. Dietz sighed as Nevaeh and Cole scurried into the classroom just before the bell rang. "All right, class, I hope you've had a good Thursday so far," Mr. Dietz announced. "Yes, sir, I have," a short exchange student named Javier at a front table yelled excitedly. "I haven't," one of Javier's desk partners, Wesley, replied, drooping his head down. A boy named Noah ignored this comment and wedged himself between Javier and Wesley. He watched Javier booting up Minecraft on the school computer attentively. "Noah, get back to your seat," Mr. Dietz said, trying to keep calm. "Soon," Noah replied absent-mindedly, clearly not really listening. Dietz sighed and continued on. "Today for our opening question, you all must identify this organism." Dietz gestured towards a crudely drawn picture of a large, fire-colored bird that he quickly sketched during lunch. Very few people actually tried to find it online, but Dietz called on students for guesses anyway. "Owen, did you find anything? Maybe Bolix Oriole?" Dietz immediately knew what Owen was talking about. "Nope, she didn't have white on the back of her wings like that. How about you, Grayson?" "Maybe someone had a sun parakeet that escaped," Grayson answered, unsure of himself as always. "It was much too big to be any kind of house pet." He paused. "Noah, what species do you think?" Noah, still wedged between Javier and Wesley, was too busy to answer. He had made an AI video of him and Grayson kissing and was now watching it on repeat. A tear dropped down from Mr. Dietz's eye as he realized that he might never find the bird. Almost as if it was in reply to his thoughts, Noah responded, "Who cares about what type of bird that stupid bird thing is anyway?" Mr. Dietz simply sat at his desk and slumped over, his head resting in his hands in despair. His terrible posture made a few kids giggle and take photos. Dietz pretended not to notice. Part 3. Offerings. Mr. Dietz arrived at the field, same place as yesterday. With him he carried seeds, nuts, fruits, vegetables, and raw chicken and beef. As a platter he used this year's high school yearbook, simply because it was the best plate option that he already had in his car. He held the platter in his hands, sat on the ground, and waited. Coo! Rising to his feet with more confidence than the day before, he set the platter down in front of the bird. She almost seemed to frown as she pushed the offering out of the way with her beak. She traced the cover of the yearbook with her talon and opened it to a page somewhere near the end of the freshman section. In a human-like fashion, she extended one of her claws and pointed to a picture. It was a boy with brown hair and blue eyes, and under the picture read, Noah Sullivan Troutman. "I know what I must do," Dee replied. Crew! 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 Part 4. After class. "Do you know why I wanted to speak with you today after class?" Dietz asked. It was hard to tell what his tone was, but Noah thought it seemed angry. "Because I stole one of your microscopes every day all year long and now you only have 3 left?" Noah replied. "What? You did?" Mr. Dietz sounded surprised. "Oh, so it's because Javier and I brought boxing gloves and started boxing during class and people were making bets?" "Well, I guess that too, but... Oh, it's because of the fan fiction I wrote about you and Mr. Goldman? How do you even find out about that?" "Noah, stop. I just want to include you in one of my podcasts." "Oh my god, I'd love to." Mr. Dietz was a first-year teacher, so he posted podcasts about his teaching journey on YouTube. He never told any of his students about it, but nearly all of them found out anyway, and he was aware of that. Noah in particular was a big fan, so asking Noah to film with him was a good way of getting him into Dietz's car. The car ride felt long, and the two of them didn't talk much. It was silent except for the few times that Noah coughed. Dietz said nothing. He was clearly deep in his thoughts. Noah could tell by the way he gripped the steering wheel and the way he looked down at the road so attentively. Noah wondered where they were going. He had noticed that most of his bio teacher's podcasts were filmed in a car, but did it really matter where the car was? Soon enough, they were standing in a field of yellowing grass, facing each other. Noah was getting impatient. He was about to ask when they were going to start recording the podcast, but he felt a sharp and intense pain in his stomach. He fell to the ground and vomited up blood. Above him stood Mr. Dietz holding a kitchen knife. Mr. Dietz kneeled in front of Noah and placed the knife up against Noah's throat. Noah was badly trembling. His chin was already covered in blood from the vomit, and so was his light blue shirt. He was clutching his stomach in his hands, but more blood still dripped from between his fingers. "Don't ever play video games in my class again," Dietz growled as he slit Noah's throat. Noah let out one final gargle before going limp. Now, before him, stood the bird. She nodded. Mr. Dietz stepped back and watched as the bird methodically and cleanly ate Noah, piece by piece. She finished quickly, and when she did, she began to spell out a word with Noah's perfectly clean bones. "Javier." "I know what I must do," Dietz answered. He took a picture of her and strolled back to his car, feeling a weight lifted off of him. Part 5. Realization. "This is the police department. Open up." It had only been a few hours since the incident. Mr. Dietz was worried, but how could they know it was him? There wasn't even a body. He opened the door. "Hello, what do you need?" "Do you know this child?" one of the officers asked, revealing a picture of a dead body in a light blue shirt. "What? No, well, yes, he's my student. But that can't be him. She ate him. The bird ate him. You'd let her eat him, too. She's this wonderful, mythical-looking thing. She's really smart, too. Here, I'll show you." Mr. Dietz opened his phone to show the police officer the picture of the bird. She wasn't in the photo. How? He aimed the camera right after. He knew that he did. And how was there a picture of Noah's body? The bird licked his bones clean. There shouldn't be a body at all. A wave of realization hit Mr. Dietz like a bowling ball to the stomach. The bird never existed, and he had killed one of his students. "Sir, we are placing you under arrest for a reasonable suspicion of murder." "At least I never have to teach 7th period bio again," Mr. Dietz said, smiling.